think I'm live. YouTube says it's starting, but the timer started. So I'm confused. Am I live? Yes. It's funny, it's always a question if you're live with YouTube. But hello, everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero, and it's spring. Just a few moments ago, winter just faded away, and spring has now started. Clearly, you could see the light. Even though this is an unusual time, I just wanted to get the spring stream. Spring stream. Interesting. I'm going to change the title for that. I think it will let me. Spring stream. Spring Stream 2019. All right. It says it worked. Well, it is officially spring, and maybe it's a good time to take a look back at the previous winter. So the Farmer's Almanac, along with the Climate Prediction Center. I forgot exactly when the Climate Prediction Center put out their winter outlook, but it did call for the Northeast a wetter than average winter and about an average in terms of temperatures to slightly above average. Actually, wasn't too bad. So let's see if I can pull that up. Winter Outlook 2018. There we go. Okay, I am going to put this up right now. Theoretically, this should still save my button preset. So, let's see. Let me check. It switched. All right. That's good. So, this is from earthsky.org. On October 18th, 2018, NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, issued its annual weather outlook. According to NOAA's Climate Prediction Center, a mild 2018 to 2019 winter could be in store for much of the U.S., with above average temperatures, most likely across northern and western U.S., Alaska, and Hawaii. I'm not going to go into too much other detail, but it looks like this is actually what came out. Oh, I think I forgot to enable the low latency. But I will also... I don't think anybody's watching at the moment. Let me see if I can share this out. And just in case, let's share some of this out. So that's out on Twitter. Let's go to Facebook. Spring Stream. All right. So that's out on the professional page. Let me post it on the personal page. And the business page. Ooh, I'm almost at 500 likes on my page. I'm at 490 likes. All right, so let me get back there. All right, there we go. Now I'm back in live control room. So how's everybody doing tonight? Any plans for your spring cleanups? Anything like that? Alright, now let me switch back here to this particular article, which is from EarthSky. I've actually never heard of these guys before, but I was just looking for the date that the Climate Prediction Center put out their winter outlook, which was October 18th. And this is a quote from them. We expect El Nino to be in place in late fall to early winter. Although a weak El Nino is expected, it may still influence the winter season by bringing wetter conditions across the southern United States and warmer and drier conditions to parts of the north. That was half right. So wetter conditions extended, as we know, into our area. And the warmer conditions were true. So we had a warm but a wet winter. And I think even we saw much more rainfall than we usually see. So I'm going to see here. Let's see if I can go to the OKX weather office. And they usually have some local past weather. And here we're going to take a look at some data together, which this is also leading up a little bit into a climate change chat, which I have planning up a little bit more later in the year. So with that, I have a friend who is a political activist, and she is really looked into the new Green Deal. Now, in terms of politics, I admit I'm a little bit behind. I have not actually read the new Green Deal, and that's something I am curious to have a discussion with her about it. So, let's pull up somewhere. Let's say Central Park. And I would like, let's try this preliminary monthly climate data. So here, let's take a look. So temperature, precipitation. So far for March, 2.38 inches of rain, water, for snow. Actually, that was more than I thought with the snow. So we had on March 2nd, 4 inches of snow. March 3rd, 3 inches of snow. Oh, wow. Interesting. So for the whole month, we had 10 inches of snow. Kind of going into the fact of, not really a fact, but a little statement. March is in like a lion, out like a lamb. And this is it. So that was it in the beginning. So we had 1.4, 4 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, 0 inches, a little trace on the 6th, and we have not seen any snow since March 6th, at least for Central Park. I love having all these records and numbers to look at. Now, water. There's a little bit of rain mixing in, I guess, or actually that may be calculating into the snow. I'm not exactly sure on that, if this is taking the total, because if we assume that 10 to 1 ratio, which I'm not exactly sure if it was exactly 10 to 1 ratio for that storm, that would mean 5.3 inches of snow, which this was 4, which is close. Like here, we moved the decimal over 1, 2.9 inches, 2 inches. So I think this, just based on that, it looks like the water equivalent, the liquid equivalent, it's showing. But for all of these other days that had no snow, if it's just water, we had half an inch of rain on the 10th for Central Park again, and 3.39, almost 0.4 inches of rain on the 15th, the Ides of March. And it's been dry since, so that, that's the actual data. And now we're going to go into some of this stuff down here. Weather days. I'm looking for a comparison about snow. Here we go. Snow, ice pellets, hail, total. So basically the frozen precipitation. Total 10.4. Greatest 24-hour period of snow was 4 inches. And that was the greatest depth. But it's not comparing it to the average. Those are symbols. It's not actually comparing to the average. So that is for Central Park. We're going to take a jump around in a few spots. Next, we're going to go south to Newark. And let's pull up the preliminary monthly climate data. So here, snow. So 0.8, 4.5, 3.1, 1.3, 0, trace, 0, 0, 0.2. So this is saying also right around, we haven't had snow at Newark since the 10th. But again, the 15th, there was about that half an inch of rain. So we got that going for us. Okay, and if we go down here, 9.9 inches of snow, 2.74. So basically 10 inches of snow, 2 3/4 of an inch of rain. I think that's totaling everything. Because if you actually take that and assume the 10 to 1, that's 27 inches of snow, which did not happen. Let's see. Precipitation data, yeah, so that's total precipitation, including snow, converting the snow to liquid, and just rain. Here we go. Departure from normal, 0.29. That's what I was looking for. That's what that means. They shorthand things a lot. Departure from normal. So we were about 1/3 of an inch above, or just under 1/3 of an inch above normal. Let me see if I go back to Central Park and find that now. Okay. Blank page. There we go. A departure from normal. This was 0.15 below average. And let's go to Islip, going out to Long Island. So we got 0.2, 1.8, 1.5. So again, the lower total, snow totals, that's what we saw, but we did see more rain. March 4th saw almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. And 0.65 inches on the 10th. The 15th actually didn't see much because most of the 15th, if you remember the Ides of March, that day, that Friday, we had some pretty strong thunderstorms that made their way through, and they were severe thunderstorms, except along Island. The marine layer really broke up the storms, so they just fizzled out by the time you got to by the time they got to Long Island. So there was just 0.2. There was 0.02. There wasn't even anything really there. So in terms of snow, again, March 10th was the last time there was snow, and the total was 4.1 inches for the entire month so far. Oh, I forgot to see the departure from normal. A little over half an inch below. And now let's go to... I don't know if it's going to show me. White Plains Airport. Going a little bit more into the Hudson Valley. Let's see. Daily data for the month. Will this show through today? Yeah, well, it shows the whole thing, and the M's just mean missing here. And it's nice that they point out the warmest and the coldest temperatures. Hello, Pete. Thank you for joining. Now we're getting to some real climatology with all these numbers. And Pete, happy spring. The other thing that was interesting, so it's still light out around here. Let me switch back to my main view. So it's still pretty light out around here, but it's grayed out. Um, the sun where I am, there's a mountain range that's pretty much blocking the sun. I don't really see any clouds, and I'll just take a look at the satellite real quick, even though this is mostly climate stuff and not meteorology stuff or weather stuff. I don't see clouds, however, it just got really gray, so that's probably either the sun just fading down. Now that snow's here, how much? Now spring is here, how much snow are we getting? We're going to probably be getting by the end of the month, maybe between 0 and 36 inches of snow. So maybe something, maybe nothing. I'll always be right if I do that. I apologize. I'm gonna leave this up here. We're gonna go back to this, but I do just want to see. Let's go to the COD satellite. Oh, really? Did that just flash in my vision? Bomb cyclone. I don't like that. Bomb cyclone is a fake or a made-up media term. Oh, I don't want Call of Duty. Come on. COD. Here we go. What the? Whoa, what happened here? That was weird. Okay. Waiting for the page to load, then I'll switch back. Come on. Satellite's not loading. Why is this not working right at this particular moment? Nothing ever works when you need it. It works when you don't need it. Why is it not bringing up anything? Every week I've gone through the Go 16 viewer. Now it's just not loading this. There we go. Oh, that was a major pain in the ass. Okay. It does look like there's some clouds out there. Let me switch to this view. And we'll play this, and actually I'll switch probably to some infrared. It's visible. Let's do infrared. So yeah, clouds are on the increase. Not thick, but they are there. And I don't know what that is. That's weird. Was that on the visible? Pete, are you seeing that? Right here. There's something. Right in that middle there. It may not be weather related. Is that there's no fire, is there? Right in the middle? Let's try some this. I'm gonna see if it pops up on here. No, not at all. Let's go long wave. No, it didn't show up there either. I am baffled by that. Ozone? We'll try ozone. Nope, nothing there. Near infrared? Not there either. But this one you can see the kind of wave in the atmosphere. I don't know what else it could be. Air mass? This one I've never tried before. Not there. It was on visible red. Let me try visible blue. It's there on the visible on both of these. I don't think I can. Let me try and lay overlay. Let's try wind vectors. I don't think that would do anything. But I also want to put on the radar just to see if there's anything on the radar. There is something on the radar there too. Alright, the wind vectors are not... Well, the wind vectors actually are helping a little bit. That line is following the wind vectors. Where'd the thing go? Oh, it's back up here. Let me take the radar back off. Whatever shape of it is, it's following the wind vector. I know for sure there was no rain today. I don't know what that is. And it is all being recorded, both streaming out and locally to the gaming computer. So this I can always analyze again and ask the I'm the expert. Ask my colleagues what that is. So I have composite radar, streamline, and wind vectors on right now. Does vorticity do anything? I didn't think there would be any vorticity right now. So I'm going to turn those back off so we can just see the radar, or the satellite itself. It's just those early frames. Something there. Is it almost divergent? No, it's not. Whatever, it's just something right there. I don't think I heard of anything about a fire in Jersey. But even though the clouds are moving pretty much in a easterly direction, the wind vectors, they did show a northerly direction, which is following that line. Weird stuff, man. So Pete, how's your day going today? Alright, now I got that out of my system. We're going to go back to this, and then the very end, We'll look at some forecast models going out into the future about what that article that blipped this bomb cyclone heading towards the northeast. And then maybe a little gaming. I didn't really make this a games and storms, but we do a little gaming. That's good to hear, Pete. So back to this. For Westchester, these red and blue numbers are the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. 67 on the 15th. That was the day we had those very strong and severe thunderstorms roll through. And again, all the M's here are just missing because we are in the 19th and none of these days happened yet. If they're putting in climate record data for days that didn't exist, you know there's a problem going on somewhere. We'll go a little bit more east. Let's go to Danbury. Ooh, no data. Let me go back to observed weather. I think here is not, it's Bridgeport? Yeah, Bridgeport. Back to the official Climo data. So here, Bridgeport, 10.4 inches of snow. This is the snow column for the month. 4 inches was the single biggest day on March 2nd. That was the In Like a Lion. Ooh, military chaff. Chaff grenade. I mean, maybe at this point. I have no idea. Is it getting a little dark around? It looks like it is. Let's see if I could pop on these lights. There we go. Next rad. For Jersey. Minimize that. There is. Ooh, I see the wind kicking up a little bit too there. Ah, it's on the radar here. Whatever it is. But yeah, that's the next rad site. Let's put this into motion. Where's the play? There's play. That kind of looks characteristic of a fire to me. And the plume of smoke. Don't you think? Oh, let's see how high it goes. Let's go to tilt 2. Still there. Tilt 3. Still there. Tilt 4. There be my data. Wow. Oh, right. Is this, I think I may know what this is. Let me see if I can find this. I saw it on the news last. There was a chemical fire somewhere. Oh, that's Texas. Never mind. I thought it was Jersey. Nope. I'm clueless. Anyway. Oh, let me message the fellow meteorologists here. Is there a fire showing up on the Mount Holly radar? Or it might be two fires. You would think, I thought that too, Pete, the direct beam being sent by the radar. However, that is not. That almost looks like it's a direct beam. But that is not. Speaking of fires, I hear a fire truck around. Let's see if anybody answers. Okay. So we looked at there. I'm just going to pause the radar for now. So this climate data is fascinating to take a look at, to try and find trends in the climate. So I went through all those. Regional roundup. This used to be called. You know, when I interned at CBS, they used to like that. That's why it's New York. So the Southern Connecticut area is still technically in the New York DMA, or the designated market area. So Bridgeport, Chester, all these in here. Southeast New York. New York City and Long Island, all of those. North New Jersey. And that's pretty much all the sites in the New York City DMA. Which New York City DMA is also market level 1, market 1, for news stuff. Meaning it's the most sought after news market. There are other market ones out there. I'll just see if I can bring that up. DMA. New DMA Market 1. Here we go. New York, number 1. Number 2 is Los Angeles, and number 3 is Chicago. There's your top 3 most popular or most sought after markets. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. And what's the Glendive? Glendive. Don't know where that is. But you can see all these market rankings. 46, 47, 48. Omaha, Nebraska, 69. But yeah, New York is the number one. So this regional roundup is the New York DMA, the New York market. Oh, go back to the radar. Yeah, here I I, I see that kind of conical shape to suggest it's the radar beam being emitted because it's that cone that's just going out. The only one that's baffling me is this one because that's not directly coming straight out of the radar. These, yeah, that could be. Let me switch back to tilt 1. Hmm. Not sure. We'll just say it's a military chaff grenade. I'm fine with that. Somebody was playing around a little bit and too many went off. Well, nobody responded. Joe Chaffee didn't respond. Oh, also. And yes, Pete, I do see the lines. I think you talk about that right there. But also in terms of spring, I still have a little snow and a little ice on my backyard. Just a little bit. Alright, so I want to take a look at some of the forecast models, then a little bit of gaming, and then this will call it because I didn't want to do a long stream for today. So let's go to the good old Tropical Tidbits website. We're going to go straight into the Northeast here. Excuse me. Now this didn't finish running. There's a few frames left, but that's all we need. There's your little bit of snow. That's Friday night, which is now also because of daylight saving time. That's 8 p.m. 0Z Saturday is 8 p.m. Again, windy, but pretty much out for the overnight. There may be some lake effect snow showers. So this actually looks like the exact same setup from last Saturday. So last Friday we had the severe weather, the warmer day, which, yeah, it could be. And we had the storms roll through with the rain. No storms here, it looks like, but yeah, rain. And then the cold air comes in behind it, the backdoor cold front. And with that, right following through there, there may be still some flurries. So, I've talked about this, or teased it a little bit before. When am I taking my winter tires off of my car? When the local weatherman takes the winter tires off of his car, you know that's a good sign. I am not just yet. Usually I wouldn't anyway in March. The earliest I would ever take the winter tires off my car is the first week of April. And We'll see if we go to the first week of April in here. But for this, quite a bit of rain coming through. Let's see if I can... Oh, down here. Total accumulated precip. So that's through the next couple days. So that's in the white. Oh, so that's getting up near 2 inches of rain. That white area there that's in Pennsylvania, that is over 2 inches. Getting up just near there is Jersey. Northern New Jersey is seeing almost 2 inches of rain. That's quite a bit. Let's switch to the icon. I think that was a bit more of a cyclone. Let's just wait for those frames to load. There it is. Now, is it actually bombing out? That becomes the next question. So what everybody means by bombing out when you hear a meteorologist talk about that, you look at the center low pressure, and if it drops from, say, 1,000 millibars to 990 millibars or 90, and starts dropping very quickly, that's called bombing out. So at the very base of this frame, we have 1,009. By the time it starts to enter Jersey, it's at 993. And that took over the course from 15Z Thursday till too far, 9Z Friday. So a little less than 24 hours, it dropped over 10 millibars. So it's not the strongest low pressure drop I've ever seen by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, it's a good amount of a low pressure drop. Let's take a peek at that here. So instead of 1,009, this is 1,007 millibars. Dropping to 997. So it drops. That is a pretty good drop between that very short period, short distance. 18Z Thursday to 6Z Friday. So that's 2 p.m. Thursday until 2 a.m. Friday. So that is a 12-hour period that it drops 10 millibar. That's decent. I would consider that a little bit on the lines of bombing out, but not a lot. Not enough to designate this bomb cyclone. Oh, we looked at GFS already. Back to the icon. And yeah, this is showing, actually, that's pretty moderate snow there going into northern New York State, into Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. And then maybe some wraparound snow through the Finger Lakes. Again, this could be some lake effect snow. But by the time we're in Saturday, it's windy again. Maybe again, little lake effect snow. And that was it for there. Let's switch to the 12Z run. Wait for those frames to load. Now, as far as this goes, which is next Wednesday, not much. And the last one, Zanam. Wait for the rest of those to load. So 84 hours, excuse me, lands us on 2 a.m. Sunday. So here, Thursday, yeah, it's showing that rain starting. Heavy rain. And this is pretty much out by Friday morning. Going late into Friday, the pressure gradient increases. Saturday looks fine. It looks dry, but very windy. Look at those tight isobars. Similar situation there. And let's see here. Yeah, for Saturday, very similar situation. And it looks like it's the same kind of setup from last weekend. Or similar setup. Alrighty there. So, lots of rain it looks like. And I just want to see the NAM's total rain. Let me back this up. We're going to do total accumulated precip. So yeah, it's getting... So that color is here. So 2.5 inches. So the NAM's showing a little bit more. It's still showing that same position of northern New Jersey getting the bullseye, but up to 2.5 inches, between 2.5 and 3 inches in there. And the 2-inch mark even starts to stretch into Rockland County. So a little bit into the Hudson Valley. And yeah, that was pretty much it there. But looks like we could pick up quite a bit of rain tonight going into tomorrow. The last thing I just want to see where it is right now. Alright. There's your storm. So that's showing where it's coming, where it is right now. Yeah, Pete, we're the ground is saturated already, and we're getting more. Forget about any kind of drought for the Northeast. All right. So we do have rain coming. It looks like tomorrow's going to be the wettest of the next week, essentially. So once we get past tomorrow, it starts to get a little bit better, but then going into the weekend, it gets not just breezy, but windy. All right, let me close that out. And the last little bit, a little bit of some video games. What would I like to play today? Let's do some Anthem. Now, not exactly sure how it's going to work. I'm not sure if it's just going to bottleneck. But we shall see. You're going to hear the fans kick on just in a second. There we go. And then they settle out. see how this goes. Oh, and the last thing too, before I actually launch the game, um, my suspicion is it's an OBS issue, OBS Studios, OBS project. It's on them because Linus Tech Tips. If you ever watch them, they do a show, a live stream show for an hour every Friday night here. Depends on where exactly in the world you are watching. Well, every Friday night here in North America, or Friday evening, Friday night, they do the hour-long live stream, and they had some pretty bad lagging, but it was exactly the same. It looked identical to what I had. They weren't gaming or anything. They just do a talk show. But the audio was fine, which if you remember from that Games and Storms live stream last week, audio was fine. It was that video that was really stuttering. So, with this, it may be OBS because I don't remember that issue happening. I wasn't sure because there was a lot of variables that were thrown out there. New graphics card, new video game, new update to OBS, so I wasn't sure what was the main issue. I don't know if OBS had. I'm not going to do an update right now, and that'll stop everything. Right now, I'm just going to try and see. The other thing, I just want to see if there is a graphics driver update. I'm not sure if there is or not. Let's see, it's loading. So everybody else seems to have been able to get the driver updates through the NVIDIA control panel, but I don't know where it is. Let's see. Nope. Graphics driver is up to date. Okay, let's load this up. Let's bring up Anthem. Alright, I don't see anything saying encoder overloaded. Game has popped up. Let's see. If it starts to cause some very bad stuttering issues, let me know in the comments in the stream. I'm watching, yeah, because there is a bigger delay than I wanted because I forgot to put low latency for the stream settings. But so far it looks okay. Okay, here. Now the stream caught up to where I was before. It looks okay. Unless that was just the internet having issues last week. The internet as a whole. I mean, so far the game looks fine on the stream. Oh, let me switch this. So we are going to play the game. Might as well get this in here. Anthem. Okay. Ooh, I don't want to view on watch page. Oh, this is just a pain in the ass, YouTube. YouTube's trying to force everybody into their new YouTube Studio versus Creator Studio. And not all the features are migrated over to YouTube Studio. There are still some that are only available in Creator Studio. And it's just a pain in the ass to try to jump back and forth. So they really should have just left it or migrate everything at once instead of chunks. I get systematically it's a thing that it's too resource heavy to migrate everything at once, but to force the creators to jump back and forth, it just doesn't work. But so far this looks fine. Let me bring this up. The game feels fine. My statistics aren't showing for some reason at the top. This is one of the more challenging things in here. It looks like it's doing fine. Yeah, it looks fine on the stream. A little stuttery. The part I'm watching on the stream right now is walking up the stairs and going through the door. And now it's stuttery on there. But it doesn't say CPU overloaded. Because my view looks fine here. So it may actually be an OBS Studio issue. And that's just still loading. This game in particular has long load times. Now it's just starting to get dark. 7 o'clock is when I normally start the stream. Or try to start the stream at least. I don't know why it's taking so long to load this time, but I do know Anthem is known for very long load times because it's very resource heavy. Alright. The frame rates aren't as high. It's probably around 30 or 40. From what I'm seeing, at least. You guys are kind of my test subjects here. Oh, look at those things. Are they gonna come after me? Oh, they're attacking me there. Server session expiring. This server session will expire in 1 hour 59 minutes. Okay. That is interesting. Oh, what we got over here? Ooh. I tried a single shot. I don't know if single shot will work with this situation. I'm stuck. There we go. I was stuck. Why are they stopping here? That's weird. They won't come up the staircase. Okay, that was interesting. The swarm. No, they're not. We'll do one loop around. Woo! Alright. Oh, what? How did it miss? That was weird. Oh, jeez. Hold on. Getting... Alright. Unfortunately, I had a pause break. Where in here? What the heck? And I'm out. That works. I try not to use the other one unless it's absolutely necessary. No kidding. Ah. Alright. What do we got over here? Oh. I keep glancing these buttons. He doesn't see me. Ooh, oh. Didn't want to do that. There looks like an observation point. Probably up there. No. I don't know what the binoculars mean. Oh, is it this? It's probably this. That was easy. Oh, look, they're fighting each other. Are they fighting each other? the heck? Okay, that was weird. Gotta get the big guns out. What is this? I have no idea what was going on with that. Ooh, so close. Oh, did I get it? Nope, I did not. Its health was so low. Alright. That'll end here. Let's see what I got. I'm a soldier. Soldier boy. But how's everything looking so far? I'm watching the stream. It looks fine tonight. I have no idea. I did not change a thing in the computer. Yeah, I didn't change anything. No settings, no BIOS, no nothing. And it looks like it's fine now, or it's better. The only part that was having some issues was in this area, which is more graphically intensive, I guess, than the others. But I'm gonna end here. There it is. Oh yeah. 55 Celsius. What do we peak at? Let me just show you this. The statistics. So temperature wise, we were holding right around 74, 75, 76. What was it? Max. Why did it say max 55 when that's showing 75? Okay. Anyway, it looks like max from just this little bit was 76. 76 Celsius. Totally fine. Voltage limit, it just hit it at the end there. Don't know why. That was after the game ended. Power limit was peaking on and off. what I can do is probably up the clock a little bit more here. However, when I did that, it became a little bit unstable. This 120 seemed to be a pretty solid number. It was below what I can do with the clock, with the overclock. However, this seems to be that good stable number, which is pulled back a little bit from what I actually found to be the stable number, which is what you want to do if you don't want to crash your system all the time. So that is set there. All right. So overall, happy spring, everybody. We are officially in spring. Recap of the winter outlook, which came out in October of 2018. It called for the most part of the U.S., a warm and wet winter for the second half of the winter with more precipitation. The first half of the winter was going to be a little bit warmer, or mild they called it, and it was dry. And then the second half always brings in the precipitation, and it did, but it did mostly rain. And we got more rain than we normally would expect for the winter. So it was overall a pretty wet winter and warm, which is exactly what the Climate Prediction Center, or for the most part, what the Climate Prediction Center winter outlook was, which is very similar to the Farmer's Almanac. Who knows? Maybe there's something to that whole astrology thing with the stars and the weather. I have not looked into that at all. I don't know if I ever want to. I'm tempted to go down that route at all. But overall, that was pretty much the end of this stream. The only other thing was I mentioned, if you didn't catch it in the beginning, one of my friends, she's a political activist and has really looked into this new Green Deal. I personally don't really follow politics too much, so I didn't follow what this new Green Deal is really all about. Probably should, because it's kind of my career. But because whether in the government agencies, they do kind of go together, because the one fact that we can't deny, climate change is happening. There's no one that can deny that, because that's the nature of the atmosphere. It's always changing. No one can deny that. You can just see the weather's always changing. You cannot deny that. What the debate is it human-caused climate change? That is what the debate is about. So we'll see if I add that to my, I have that new video coming out with my friend, if she wants to do the climate change chat continuation on my channel. And then that pretty much wraps this video up. Thank you all for joining. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below and a little bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I go live like this or I upload videos. And tomorrow, I finally promise I will get part 3 to my Stage 2 tune and install with my car. I have it filmed. I have it edited for the most part. Just gotta do finishing tweaks on it tonight and tomorrow. And then it'll be out tomorrow. I guarantee that. At least that's all I can guarantee for right now. Again, this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Happy spring. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video.